Hi, my name is Ehsan, and in this video I'm going to show you how to read a research paper. And if you are following along, I'm creating 31 videos on this topic on how to write a research paper, and this is video number 6. And you might ask, is it really needed to watch a video on how to read a research paper? It's easy. You just take the research paper and go from top to bottom. You start from the title, go all the way to the references, and that's easy. But this is the wrong way of reading a research paper, and you might ask why, and that's a good question. So when you do a research, you are going to find a lot of research papers on that topic, 50, 100, 200, and it takes time to go through all of these, and it's almost impossible to read all of these papers and find the topic that you are looking for and see if there are any research papers out there that are similar to what you are doing. So if you want to effectively use your time and read all those papers, this is the wrong way of reading that research paper. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to what's the right way of doing that. So let me go to the next slide. The first thing that you have to keep in your mind is you can stop reading the paper at any time, at any point that you feel it's not relevant. It's like you buy a book and you start to read it and you figure out that this is not the right book, but since you have paid for it, now you say, oh, I have to read it, and you just keep going. No, if the book tells you something that you don't like, or you felt this is just not a good book, you can just put it aside, go to the next book. The same analogy applies here. If you're reading a research paper and at any point you found that this is not relevant to what you are doing, you can stop and go to the next research paper. So keep that in mind. Going to the next slide, if you are looking for a research paper, there is something that you need to know. The core part of a research paper, from from introduction all the way to the conclusion, this portion, if you do your search from home, let's say you are using Google Scholar or any search engine that I talked about in the last video, this portion from introduction to conclusion, you don't have access to it, or you do have access to that if the paper is open access. So you don't have access to these. But if you are working from home, if you are searching and use those websites, you can see the title, you can see the authors, graphical abstract, keywords, abstracts, and references. Not all of them, sometimes like a couple first references, but the gist of it, like the introduction all the way to conclusion, it's not accessible. But still, you can use the title, keyword, and abstract, and that's a good thing. So these are, even if you are not on the right IP to have access, you still can see the title, keyword, and abstract, and that's a good thing. So the first thing I look at is the title and the abstract, and if those two feel right and feel relevant to what I'm looking for, then I move to the abstract and read the abstract, which is just a one paragraph. Then if that feels right, then I move to the next one. If at this point, if I don't feel this is the right paper, I just move to the next one. But if I feel this is the right one, then I go to the conclusion, which usually, again, it's just 1 or 2 paragraphs, and just read that. After that, if I still feel this is a good paper, then I go to the results and discussion, but I do not read the whole thing. I just look at the tables, figures, and schemes that they also have their own captions. So you can, just by looking at the figures and reading the captions, understand what's going on. So I will do that. And then if this is still relevant, then I go to the introduction and read the last sentence or paragraph, which at that paragraph or sentence, the authors, they will claim what they are they are going to present in this research paper. And then let's say at this point I'm convinced that this is a good paper, then I go through the whole thing. I will go to the introduction, the beginning of the introduction, go to the end. I will skip the method because that's the most boring part of any research paper. Then I go to the research, the results and discussion, read that, and then usually at this point what I do, I take a note in 1 or 2 sentences. If I'm using a paper management system, which I will explain in the future videos, how do I manage that, I write a few sentences on my own words on this paper, so next time if I come back to this research paper, I know what's good thing about this, where do I can use it, and why I saved this paper. I explained this part. Yeah, this is the end of video number 6. In the next video, which we are actually going to start the real part of these videos, I'm going to talk about how to find ideas for research paper. All right, until then, see you in the next one. I stopped recording and then I found I forgot to say something. I wanted to show you a real paper and the things that I explained in this video. So this is one of my own papers. As you can see, I'm not at a university, so I don't have access, even though this is my own paper, I don't have access to it. So I can see the title, the authors, the abstract, and then I can go, usually the supporting information or the SI is accessible. So you can also read that, but that's all you can do if you don't have access to it. But if the paper is open access, or if you are working from at a university, or you have access to these websites, then you have the whole paper, right? So you can go through the title and then the keywords. I don't know, maybe some papers do not have even keywords visible, so it's behind the scene. They use it as like a metadata thing to do the search. But if you remember in the video that I was showing the different parts of a paper, I said that's maybe not like option. Oh, it's here. What I'm doing. So yeah, but there are some papers that do not have the keywords, so that's what I wanted to say. So if you don't see it, don't say, oh, where is the keyword? Right, yeah. So I will go through the title, I will go read the keywords, and then the abstract, and then if it's good, then I will go to the conclusion, which is usually the last paragraph here. And then if that's a good one, then I will go to the figures or schemes, just search, just scheme it and see if it's something relevant. Read the caption if it's needed. Let's say no, I don't like it, then I move to the next one. If I do, then I go to the introduction and read the last paragraph of that introduction. Then I will figure out what they have said. If it's still relevant, then I will read the whole introduction and then skip the method and go to the results and discussion and read that. So yeah, that's all I can say about like how to read a research paper effectively. See you in the next video.